Hello and welcome back to Master Key.
Hello, guys.
And we will continue our thing of anime while,
Previously on Master Key, we talked a lot about anime songs and the animes we watched growing up.
Yeah. Speaking of which, so while we were talking about dubs, there was something I wanted to mention, which is something that I know, I don't think you had this problem growing up in Mexico, but it's something that we did definitely here in the US. It's like, and you might have, I don't know, it just kind of depends because everybody has that animation age ghetto. So like, we've been dubbing anime for a long time, right? Like, it's nothing new, but you could mostly just get dubbed anime on like videotapes for the longest time. It wasn't until like, far earlier, like in the 90s and shit, I think, where it's like with there was like the big boom of commercialized dubbed anime being shown on TV. And basically it was the thing about dubs that gives them such a bad reputation over here is that they were all dumbed down for children. Like, all of them. Every single one of them. There were some that would be shown on, like, Adult Swim. Like, Yu Yu Hakusho had two separate dubs. One for TV 14 and one for TV PG on Toonami, where, like, the main differences would be, like, a little bit of blood edited down, and they wouldn't say damn and crap and bastard and bitch and all that stuff.
This made me think of when we were watching Excel World and all the F-bombs that are dropped. All the fucks that are dropped.
That would never fly. Yeah. That would never fly in early 2000s, like, at all, or 90s. It just didn't happen. You couldn't get stuff where they would drop F-bombs unless it was, like, super niche or it was, like, on a video thing. And that was the thing about DBZ, which is why I keep telling everybody to watch Kai, is that, like, the original Dragon Ball Z had that. Like, there was some uncut stuff, but overall, they dumbed it down for 10-year-olds. They dubbed a lot of anime down for 10-year-olds. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I still liked it, but it's the 4-kids syndrome. Where it's like, there are some anime that, like Pokemon, okay, if you've ever watched Pokemon in Japanese, it's still kiddie. It's still aimed at, like, 10-year-olds.
Well, yeah, and that's, I think, one of the things that anime suffered about, and why it's taking so long, and I think that what the internet is right now, with the streaming services and everything, that's really given anime the room it needs to grow and expand and everything, because people did think of it as, well, it's animated, it's for kids.
Animation age ghetto.
Exactly, and then you see something like, I don't know if anybody probably a lot of people, but, if you think of something like Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, don't even let your, 17-year-old kid watch that, because that is, it's a great and beautiful movie. Why does he look like he's high as fuck? Anyway, Grave of the Fireflies is great, but that shit is not for kids.
No.
Obviously, it's not for kids. Things like, Full Metal Alchemist. Spoiler alert, but what happens to their mom?
No.
That's not for kids.
That's why I was on Adult Swim and never even got a Toonami run.
Watching, going back to the whole, when they bought anime and showed it in Mexico, they were just trying to get something cheap to fill the air, and it did suffer from that kiddie syndrome, but at the same time, this was a fast light.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they really didn't put that much effort into it. They would not change the animation or on anything. So, in Dragon Ball, it was in a time slot that was targeted for children. It was completely, the marketing for it was for children. Parents thought it was for children and everything.
But it's for teenage boys.
You still see those scenes when, Bulma is flashing Roshi for the Dragon Balls. And Goku is just, patting Bulma down while she's sleeping, wondering where her dick is. And then he lifts up his, her dress, and, you get to see, Bulma naked. And, there's a lot. And I think we were talking about these when we were watching Battle of the Gods recently. Or, Resurrection F, when it was everybody's there, Frieza's coming back, and then there's this bitch, Bulma, the same in Battle of the Gods, she's just starting shit, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, Bulma is such a bitch and whatnot, and I've always had, and I will always have, the biggest crush on Bulma because it was very dear to me that she was like, I loved Bulma in the original Dragon Ball because she was like this kid that was like an adventurer and an explorer, and she had like this super strong personality. I think that she was the very first and strongest like strong female character that I've ever saw, and like that really imprinted on me, and I love those kind of characters. I love really strong, like I love my tsundere girls, like hands down.
Oh, totally. Like,
and so I love Bulma, and I think that in a very like subconscious level, it's like, oh yeah, you know, like 10-year-old me was watching like these little like hand-drawn like animated boobs of Bulma, and I was like, boobies.
And it's, you know, that's the thing though, like the thing with Dragon Ball, and it's like there's not a lot of females, but every single one leaves an impression. They're all good characters.
Oh, absolutely.
Like fucking Videl, 18, Bulma,
Videl's super cool.
I fucking love Videl. You know, they're all good. They may not be fighters, but they're all strong characters that, you know, you really end up liking. And it's like, on the whole dub thing, like that actually leads back to that whole dub thing we were talking about. It's like, we watched the anime industry change where they don't have to dumb stuff down for 10-year-olds anymore. We can have these kinds of things shown, and they don't have to censor anything, because America, we're scared of swear words, even though anime is aimed at, you know, usually shonen stuff is aimed at teenage boys. They'll say damn and, you know, bastard and shit. Like, God and Kai, he says that. That's their favorite word, is bastard. But it's like, and like, they got a little risque sometimes. Like, speaking of, that's one of the reasons, I guess, subconsciously, I chose Naruto, because I was thinking about this. In the Tsunami run, they didn't really censor anything. They didn't swear, I don't think, very much. I think he might have said damn sometimes, or hell. But they didn't censor any blood, really. I don't think so. And it was one of the first times that they could actually do that. Yeah. And that, I think that stuff like that had a really big positive aspect on, like, the animation industry and what it's aimed at, because now, like, with us growing up on anime like this, we got more receptive to animation, started learning how to like it more, get over the whole stupid, like, it's for kids mentality. And if anybody has been checking out cartoons recently, it's a whole different ball game.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
Like, oh my god, especially on Cartoon Network, they're taking some risks with a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great point. And in a way, like, you have to build up to that because you have to train your audience.
Definitely.
And not just the audience, but also the people that are making the shows and the people that are, most importantly, putting the money down for people to make the shows.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're an executive at a studio or whatever, you know, if you're not gonna shit, I got it. You're not gonna. It's an investment, and it sucks because I understand that it's always the struggle of the creatives versus the executives, but you gotta understand that on these guys' point of view, like, they're putting the money down for this, and it's an investment.
Oh yeah.
They want to see a return of their investment, and they're obviously not gonna invest in something that they consider that it's not gonna bring them money. But now what we're learning, and this is what I'm so excited about you know, how the internet works, what we can show, like crowdfunding and all these different alternative means of production and distribution, because we're showing the world that it's not just about, you know, what's the Nielsen scale or Nielsen rating or whatever.
Absolutely.
But it's about, hey, you know, it's about hits on YouTube. It's about, you know, hits on the website, subscriptions and stuff like Crunchyroll and Hulu and ha.
I think we lost. Shit.
Ah, shit.
Oh, we can do it again.
And one great example, I think, it's Legend of Korra.
Oh God,
Legend
yes.
of Korra was removed from network TV, well, from or whatever Nickelodeon is, and was just shown on their website. And it is, I mean, first of all,
It's got some shit.
and it's heavily influenced by the anime culture.
Uh-huh.
Like, you cannot deny that there's so much, and you can see it. I think you can see it a little bit more in Last Airbender. But these guys, I always forget their names. Something. What's his? I want to say. I can't remember the name.
Brian and Dante.
Yes, and I mean, like, just love them. They're amazing, and they took risk. I mean, I really think that Last Airbender was a big risk when it was made. It was such an ambitious
definitely.
project. It was so expensive to make. Nobody wanted to see that because, like, what studio executives wanna see, and this is something that it's been told to me way back. At least was in Mexico. My friend Misha and I, we wanted to pitch a show, and we actually pitched the show to the studio where I worked. And the show was nothing phenomenal, the story and the plot and everything, but it was mainly very shonen-y. It was very shonen-y. We had characters that were gonna like discover their powers. They were part of a bigger world, and they were gonna fight like these forces of darkness. It was good versus evil. They were gonna grow in power. There's a
Everyone's
coming of
favorite.
age. Yeah, it was super shonen, and it was influenced by the things that we love, by Saint Seiya, by Dragon Ball, by all that, and what these guys told us, it was that they didn't want to take a risk in something like that. That they wanted to see something that were standalone episodes, that were little slice of life scenarios in which these characters will participate, and it will be like these funny things that will just captivate the attention span of children. They wanted us to target it at children, and that it was just these very episodic, very standalone, very funny, like skits, pretty much. Shit, I gotta stop doing that. I'm killing us with
It's okay. We just need to kill one more person. We're good.
So in a way, it was that they didn't even think that their audience, and I mean this is almost like 8-10 years ago, but they really didn't think that their audience would be even able to follow through with something that was a long running show that had like story arcs that were around 20 episodes long, because we pitched like the whole first season, and the whole first season was a story. So I think that in a similar way, somebody took a risk with Airbender, with Avatar: The Last Airbender, to do that, and it's just proven to be one of not only animation's greatest achievements, but also one of the most successful animated American shows of all times, and it's just a freaking masterpiece through and through. Everything about those two shows is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's like because of those shows and the rise of the anime industry, more and more people are starting to like animation. So these network executives are realizing, like with stuff like Gravity Falls and God, Steven Universe, watch it.
Steven Universe is so good.
That it's not just the 6 to 12-year-old demographic that they have to appeal to. It's all the way up to like 25 and more. Especially with like I know this is basically it's kind of a taboo subject to bring up, but it stands to mention the whole brony phenomenon also contributed to that. It's like
right.
People are watching cartoons, people are watching animation, people are watching stuff, and it's a good market. Like, you gotta bring it in. I gotta look at.
I think we can go to the Sanguine Sands, because like there's
Sanguine Sands. Visit Yatsuo Katsurai's supernatural detective agency to the northwest of Penguin Village. This is Penguin Village, right? Northwest.
Top left. I know my cardinal points.
Yeah. So it's like, it's an industry that people have to break into now. Like, you gotta do it. Oh wait, I think I actually can go through now. I think I already visited it.
Isn't it up there? There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. That there's no, go down. There's like a pop-up thing, like an X. There you go. Hit X.
Oh, right. Yeah, there we go.
I was saying that earlier. People at home were just watching, like, go through the fucking sand! It's right there! Just fucking go through the goddamn sand! And 6 episodes later, it was just like, yeah, anime and shit and whatnot.
And Hancock and Gintama. But yeah, it's like...
Oh my god. It's like coming right... She's from One Piece, right?
Yes. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh my god, that from way back when we were talking about, like, kidifying dubs. I don't know if you... Do you know about the whole One Piece thing?
You're gonna have to be more specific. There's like a gajillion episodes of that.
No. Oh, okay, so judging by your reaction, you obviously don't know. Okay.
Wait.
Next time on Master Key.
We're gonna talk about One Piece and 4 Kids. Stay tuned.
And I'm guessing boobs.
You don't want to miss that. So, thanks for watching. Remember to hit subscribe. And wait for tomorrow for the next episode. Punch it right there. And there's also the playlist if you're just joining us. So, we will see you next episode.